How's it going, my amazing subscribers and viewers? It's your boy, Johnny Boy Hernandez here with another video. This time, I will be ranking every single Diary of a Wimpy Kid book and film. And yeah, let's get on with it. I'm going to start off with the ones that I haven't watched and haven't read. So that includes Mad Libs, which is one created by Jeff Kinney's brother. I'm sorry that I haven't read those yet. Let's see, Cabin Fever. No, wait. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Wimpy Kid. Well, the Disney Wimpy Kid films. I heard they're not that good. Anyways, now that we got those out of the way, now I'm going to start off with the book that started it all, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, this book, I was about to say film. This book is the most relatable book in the series, in my opinion. Um, it really set the tone of what middle school is, and I feel like it's portrayed really well in this book. It's a good book, but because of the franchise that it began, I have no choice but to put it in great tier. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. If you have an older sibling, you'll probably find this book very relatable. I feel like that's what the first Wimpy Kid books had. They were very relatable. Is it better than the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Yes, it is. And because it's one of my favorites, it's going in the GOAT tier. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Last Straw. This book, in my opinion, is better than Roderick Rules. I know many people wouldn't agree with that. People would say that Roderick Rules is the superior book. But honestly, I just found The Last Straw more funny. And I just had a better time reading it. So, sorry, Roderick Rules. I love you, but you're not better than The Last Straw. Next, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. One of my personal favorite books and one of my personal favorite films. This book right here is the definition of a good summer book. If you don't like reading, I recommend you all read The Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. They're really fun. They're each 217 pages long, but basically you can basically just geez, I forgot what I was going to say, but you can read it and have fun. Dog Days, as I said, it's a blast. It's such an amazing book. It has such an amazing movie as well. It's going in the GOAT tier and it's going above The Last Straw. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ugly Truth. From what I've known, well, also from what I've read, and from what I've heard, The Ugly Truth is basically like Greg hitting puberty, I believe. He hits puberty in this book. I don't really remember well. The Ugly Truth. Back then, I didn't like this book as much. I felt that it was a very serious book, and even though it still is a serious book, it touches upon like changes in like the human body, but I personally think it's a good book. It's not better than these three. Um, it's not better than the original Wimpy Kid book. If I was younger, I would have put it in eh. But I say it's a good book. It's a good book. The weakest from the five, but still a good book. Next up, Cabin Fever. Fun fact, I didn't really like this book growing up. But I've reread it and I just found it funny. Manny is a menace here, which If you're a Wimpy Kid fan, you probably know that Manny is literally a menace to society. Although he is very sinister here and he gets through a lot of dumb things which he should have been punished for. This book is really fun, and I wouldn't say that it belongs in the GOAT category. I'd say it's in the great category, and a lot of people would argue because I know there are people who defend this book to death. In my opinion, it's a great book, but I don't see it better than Dog Days, The Last Draw, nor Roderick Rose. Alright, next up, we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Third Wheel. And here is another fun fact. This is my very last fun fact, I promise. The Third Wheel, I hold that book so much to my heart because it's the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book that I ever owned. And I got it 10 years ago. No, wait. In December of 2013. I like this book. A lot of people say that it's the worst one in the series. I'd argue I defend this book to death. I think it's a really good book. I know people are like, oh, it doesn't make sense that Greg gets a girlfriend, but come on, dude. I personally like this book. Most people would put in the category. But personally, I'd put it in the great category, just below the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And next up is its sequel, its direct sequel, actually, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck. I really like this story. I remember I've read this book like 10 times, which is wild because, like, I never read a Wimpy Kid book that much. But, like, basically growing up after that, I didn't really like the book. I felt like it was serious. And also because I got used to, like, reading funny Wimpy Kid books. I still like the Hard Luck, though. No, not the Hard Luck. I still like Hard Luck. I think it's good. I don't think it's better than the Third Wheel. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, Hard Luck, you go in the good category. Not better than The Ugly Truth. And I'm sorry to say that, Wimpy Kid fans, those of you who are offended. Next up, we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. This book is another really good book, in my opinion. I remember buying it at a school fair, at a school book fair. I might buy it again because I got the paperback copy. However, it's like getting all ripped and all that, so I'll probably have to buy another copy of it. The Heftley's Gone on a Road Trip is basically it's basically what it's all about. It's a good time, in my opinion. It goes in the great category. I don't see it in the GOAT category. I'll put it above Cabin Fever for now. I might make changes though. Keep in mind I might make changes. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Old School. And this book goes in GOAT tier. For a moment, Old School was my favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid book of all time. I love this book so much. Yes, it's better than Dog Days. It's better than The Last Round. It's better than Roderick Rose. If you don't agree, come at me. I'm kidding. But yeah, Old School is a really, 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 really fun book. I enjoyed it. I've reread it again and again. Also, keep in mind this is the like it's the beginning where Jeff Kinney actually puts color like on the book, as you can see, well, as you have noticed, instead of it being white or black. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Double Down. A lot of people hate this book. A lot of people hate this book. But honestly, I find this book very fun. I know the story's all over the place. It's not one continuous story. It's like side plots with side plots. But I really like this book in my opinion. I think it's a great book. Is it a bit messy? It is, but I feel like I don't know, I just really found this book very humorous. Is it better than Cabin Fever? Hmm. Oh, is it better than? Yeah, I'll put it in the great category. Although I was a little disappointed of the book when it came out back in 2016 because I had such high expectations after reading Old School, and I was like, oh, Double Down's going to be better. It wasn't, but it's still fun. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Getaway, a really good book. I really love this book. A lot of people argue that it's like The Long Haul, just that this time they're going on a plane, but honestly, I really like this book. I'd even argue that it's better than The Long Haul. Unpopular opinion. Well, a hot take too. But yeah, The Getaway, I'm gonna put it in GOAT tier. I enjoyed it more than The Long Haul. Don't get me wrong, The Long Haul is a really good book. But The Getaway, I don't know. I just like it more. I don't know what it is. It's probably because it's different, like the Heffley is traveling via a plane. Or I don't know, but I just prefer it over The Long Haul. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Meltdown. A really good book. Not my personal favorite. It was at this time, no, like in 2017 was when I stopped reading Wimpy Kid books. Um, I heard really good. I heard really good reviews on The Meltdown. I read it. It's a good book. I really like it. I'm gonna put it in the great category. I feel like I don't know, like it's kind of forgettable. It's probably because like I haven't reread it like a lot of these books, but The Meltdown, it's a great book. I really like the snowball fight in the end. And yeah, Wrecking Ball. The book that got me back into the Wimpy Kid franchise, which I got for Christmas of 2019. This book, I haven't reread. Jeez, a lot of these I haven't reread. Um, Wrecking Ball, I really like the story. I really like the ending. Although nowadays I feel like the Wimpy Kid books are they're very predictable. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like being predictable isn't necessarily a bad thing. But um, like this book gets you in the feels, especially because Greg's house got destroyed and basically they had to move out. Wrecking Ball, it's good. It's good. I'll put it above The Ugly Truth. Next up, The Deep End. This book got me disappointed. And I know to the whole Wimpy Kid fan base, this book was and still is pretty disappointing. I'm not a huge fan of this book. I feel like Jeff Kinney was just getting repetitive, like The Getaway and The Long Haul. So for the first For the first, eh, I'll put the deep end. I respect it if you like this book, and I respect it if you also hate it. But the deep end, I feel like it was a step back. And yeah, next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Shot. Goated. The best book in the series, dude. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Big Shot is the best book in the whole Wimpy Kid franchise. You might argue saying that it's not as good as Dog Days or Roderick Rules, but Big Shot, me, as a sports fan, when I read this book, it was like I had a feeling that I honestly can't replicate. The ending was insane. It had the greatest ending for a while. It had the greatest ending for a while. Greg Heffley making, well, yeah, he made the winning points for his team. It's going in GOAT tier. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Diaper Overload. And again, Jeff Kinney takes a step back. It goes in the good tier. When the whole Wimpy Kid fan base heard that it was going to be like Roger Gross, well, they didn't say it directly. They kind of hinted that it was like a Roderick type story. We were all hooked, dude. We were like, oh, Roderick Rose gets a sequel. And don't get me wrong, I like this book for what it did. Greg was barely in the. He was barely in this book. It was mainly a Roderick driven story. Is that a bad thing? No, it isn't. I feel like this book gave Roderick a lot of time to shine. But, I wouldn't consider it better than any of these. Also, now thinking about it, I might have to move down the third wheel. I'll just keep it like that for now. Oh, excuse me. Hold on, wait. Whoa, excuse me. Alright, next up we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid. No brainer. No brainer. I really like this book. It's a really good book in my opinion. It's a step up from Diaper Overload. I'd have to say, no brainer goes in the great category. It's better than the original Wimpy Kid. It's better than Double Down. It's better than the third wheel. But it's not better than Cabin Fever. But is it better than the Meltdown though? Alright, screw it. Meltdown goes here. Alright, yeah. I think this is a great list so far. And now, the newest of the Wimpy Kid franchise, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hot Mess. And in my opinion, this book is wait. GOAT. It goes in the GOAT category. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hot Mess is such an amazing book. It has perhaps the greatest ending of all time. And the most crazy ending, of course. You know what? Getaway? Nah, but I'll be doing you disservice though if I put you in great. Oh, but do I like him more than Roderick Rose? Alright, sorry guys. Sorry. Hot Mess is really that good. If you're a Wimpy Kid fan, I recommend you watch it. Um, yeah, it has the craziest ending of all time. And I can't wait for book 20. um, perhaps it'll be better than Big Shot? I doubt it. But yeah, Hot Mess was a really good book. I recommend y'all read it, dude. It's really that good. Alright, now we're with the Rowley books, which were only three. Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. It's from Rowley's perspective. I feel like the first half of the book was really good with showing how Rowley actually felt about Greg. But then the book kind of went downhill. I wouldn't put it in eh. I think it did good for what it tried to do. I'll put it in the good category. Rowley's awesome friendly Rowley's awesome friendly adventure. A lot of people don't like this book. Personally, well, I haven't read it, but I like heard the audiobook version of it on YouTube. And honestly, it's a pretty good book. You may say that I don't have taste buds for literature. I mean, clearly I don't, because I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. No hate though, no hate. But I could imagine y'all saying like, well, imagine being in college and still reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. That's insane. But yeah, Rowley's awesome friendly adventure. It's better than Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, but not by much. Next up, Rowley Jefferson's Awesome Friendly Spooky Stories. This book, I had a great time with it. I remember reading it, and it's a really good book. Is it better than the Third Wheel? You know what? I don't know where to put it. Alright, I'll put it here. I don't think it's better than the original Wimpy Kid, but it's a really good book in Raleigh Jefferson's perspective. He basically wrote all the stories, so yeah. Alright, next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the cheesy edition. Yeah, we're not ranking that. It's basically the same thing, just that the pages on the side are yellow and it has the picture of a cheese, so sorry, Greg. Movie Diary. I'd put it in the good category. It basically brings you like inside, like behind the scenes of how the movie was made. And yeah, it's a good read if you're interested in becoming a movie director. I say this book is the one for you. Jeff Kinney basically explains like what they did, and there are even images of like production and all that. And yeah, movie diary, but this time for the long haul. Yeah, I didn't read that. I would see it in shelves, but I never thought about grabbing it. Alright, diary. This is basically just a diary, but without words and without pictures. It was your own diary. It's a cool concept, Jeff Kinney, but I don't need that. No hate. Do it yourself book. The Wimpy Kid do it yourself book. I think it's goaded. It's basically just a book about yourself, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm not ranking this again, nor this, nor that. Alright, now. Oh, no, wait. Do it yourself book. Yeah, I'm not ranking that either, because I already put it here. Alright, now, the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid film. It's not goaded. Greg, yes, he is a huge pain in the hay in this film. I think it's good. Is it better than Wrecking Hall? Yup. Wait, Wrecking Ball, my bad. I can't believe I said Wrecking Hall. Also, why can't I get it over here? Dragon Ball, move, please. Thank you. It's a really good film. I really enjoyed it, and I hope y'all enjoyed it too. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Roger Rules, the film, goated. Best Wimpy Kid film out there. This film is the definition of a perfect sequel. If you search up the words perfect sequel, it'll say Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rose from 2011. This film is so good that literally no words can describe how good this film is. Next up, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days, the movie. Go. Dog Days and Roderick Rose are my two favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid films of all time. If y'all haven't watched it, I don't know what y'all are doing. If you're a Wimpy Kid fan, you know how good these two films are. They're so good, dude. I try to watch them at least like once a month, but sometimes I forget. And last but not least, the last Diary of a Wimpy Kid live action film, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. This film was a letdown. And I completely understand why. The new cast members, they're not that likable. Um, I just, I mean, I like the film for what it tried to do, but you can't beat the original cast members. They could have at least kept Devin Bostick as Roderick, Rachel Harris as Susan Heffley, and Steve Zahn as Frank, but sadly no. And it's going in the it's in the ed category, but it's a good ed. Like it's an ed that um you can watch. And yeah, I think this is a perfect list. Comment down below your list for the Wimpy Kid franchise. I hope y'all like this kind of reaction type thing. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Um, Shout out, to, well, I wanted to do reactions. Like, I feel like this is a good way to start. I'll put down in the comment section below, um, the link to the video in case you want to start doing it. This is for a laptop. Well, this is from my laptop. But yeah, I hope y'all take care, stay happy, stay healthy, be the best person you can be, spread positivity to those around you. This is your boy, Johnny Boy Hernandez, and I am out. Adios, amigos!